All right, everybody. This is the absolute value packet that we were starting and continuing we're continuing from yesterday. This is page 4, and we're at the top. Number 21 should already have some highlighting. So if you don't have highlighters, go ahead and hit pause and then get the highlighters. I'll wait. Okay, so now we're on number 22, and I see the absolute value of 16K equals 240. So remember, what we need to remember here is that the inner part of number 22 that I'm highlighting yellow, that's the location, yellocation. So 16K is a location. And there's going to be 2 locations, remember? So it's going to be 2 locations. 2 locations. I'll give you a second to write that down. 2 locations. Now the green part, remember, that's going to be the distance. How far are we going? How far are we going? And in this one, it's 240. So if you think, remember, 240, I can go 240. Give me a second to get my pencil ready. I can go 240 that way, or I can go 240 this away. So if I wind up at 240, here's the center, 0, right by my podium. I can traipse along till I get to 240. Or I could traipse along until I get to, everybody says, negative 240. All right. So this means that the yellow distance, 16K, can be either negative 240 or positive 240. I'll give you a second to highlight those. Negative 240 or positive 240. So that's what our 2 equations are. That's what our 2 solutions are. My 2 solutions are going to be, or equations to get the solutions. 16K is the first one. And we're going to start with this one over here, because we read left to right, negative 240. And we could solve this right now, but we're going to go ahead and write the other one here. And I see 16K again. 16K, go ahead and write that. And that's going to equal this location over there, 240. So we write 240. And now we have to do the solving. So we're going to solve this by, let's see, 16K means, everybody says, 16 times K. That's right, 16 times K. And so we multiply by 16. How do we undo that? Divide by 16. That's right, divide by 16. All right, so we're going to divide by 16, divide by 16. Here's the fun thing. If we take a look at this equation over here, it's the exact same thing. 16K, 16K, the exact same thing. So if I have to divide by 16K over here, divide by 16 over here, what am I going to do over here? Divide by 16. Divide by 16, all right. And on both sides. So now we know what to do. We're going to cancel, and that K is going to equal whatever this solution is. I think it's, is it 15? Negative 15, right? Right, yeah, negative 15. And over here, that's going to cancel. And this is going to be positive 15. Okay, so let's try that again. This is number 23. Number 23. We have a yellow highlighter uncapped already to go. And my location is negative 2n. My distance is 6. So if my location is negative 2n, I have 2 locations. So I can just go ahead and say, like, I don't know, negative 2n equals, and negative 2n equals. Let me put a line in between here. Let me put a fun line in between here. There we go. That was fun. Okay, so now we're back to, so this is my location. Negative 2n is something, and negative 2n is another thing. Because there's two locations. I can go 6 this away, I can go 6 that away. So what's this location right here, everybody? If I'm walking 6 this way, that would be negative 6. Negative 6, all right, woo! Negative 6. And if I go 6 steps this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'm going to wind up at positive 6. I made my rainbow too big. So everybody should have negative 2n equals negative 6 and negative 2n equals 6. So we're going to divide. Whoa, I jumped the gun. What does negative 2n mean? Negative 2 times n. Negative 2 times n, everybody. That's correct. And so how do we undo times? We divide by negative 2. And watch, divide by negative 2, divide by negative 2, divide by negative 2, all the way across, because it get into the rhythm. It's going to get you. So we cancel here. So n is going to be negative 6 divided by negative 2. Go ahead and plug it in. My answer is 3. And then on the right, we have negative 2n over negative 2. That will cancel. So that gives me n equals 6 over negative 2, which is going to be negative 3. Those are my two answers. Okay. So work on these up to number 40. Go ahead and hit pause. Not yet, but go ahead and hit pause. And when you get to number 39, when you get to 39, you can stop. Excuse me, when you get to 40, you can stop. And then I'm going to start with 41. So right now, go ahead and hit pause. And we're going to come back and check those answers. Mrs. Pugh will check them. She has the correct answers, or the guest teacher. And then I will start with 41. Okay, hit pause. Welcome back, everybody, to the Absolute Value Show. This is problem number 41, page 6, and we're going to take a look at problem 41, and remembering that we need two highlighters, yellow and green, and it's the same exact thing except we've added a step because that's just how we roll. So I'm looking at 41. What's inside the absolute value? Everybody says 9n plus 10. Say it again. 9n plus 10. Yes. That is our location. So we're going to color that yellow, just the inside. 9n plus 10. And then the 62 is our distance. That's our distance from 0. So we're going to shade that green. That's how far we have to go to get to green, to 62. So my location, 9n plus 10, is 62 away from 0. Well, there's two locations, right? One to the right, one to the left. This location's easy. That's 62. This location, that's tricky. But I know we're all going to say negative 2, 62. Negative 62. That's correct. Negative 62. So now we have two equations again. 9n plus 10 equals 62. I'll give you a second to write. And then 9n plus 10 equals negative 62. I switched them up this time. It doesn't matter if I go negative 62 here or here, as long as you have them both, right? Okay, two-step problems. Everybody, what does 9n plus 10 mean? Think for 3 seconds. 9n plus 10. It is n times 9 adding 10. Say it. So how do we undo the adding? We're going to subtract 10. Watch this trick. Subtract 10. Keep going. subtract 10. One more time, subtract 10. Woo! And now we see what's going to happen. The 9n doesn't change. Bring it on down. That cancels. That's the whole point. And now I'm left with the 62 minus 10. 62 minus 10, let's see, 52. Right. Okay, and then we go across here, and again, we didn't touch this 9n. So 9n. Okay, and that's going to equal, now this is negative 62 minus 10. Negative 62 minus 10, do it exactly what it says. And I see negative 72. And we're back all the way over to the left. Right over here. And I see 9n equals 52. And of course, you know that 9n means 9 times n. And how do we undo times 9? Divide by 9. Divide by 9. Divide by 9. Divide by 9. Sweet, right? Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and leave this as a improper fraction, 52 over 9, for now. And then on the other side, that cancels, and will equal, let's see, negative 72 divided by 9, negative 8. So those are my two answers, 52 over 9 and negative 8. If you want to be fancy and turn this, I'll highlight it blue. If you want to turn this into a mixed number, we learned how to do that yesterday, that's fine. All right, I think I have time for one more. I've been on the air for 12 minutes and my throat's getting tired. Hey, let's pick up with 42. It looks like we started that one yesterday. Top of the next page, everybody. Here we go. 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 Now, we're just going to start right with negative 16k plus 10. That's our location. Everybody says the first location is at negative 150. See what I did? I switched it up there. Again, yellowcation. Negative 16k plus 10 equals positive 150. Right? Right. And we know that negative 16k plus 10 means negative 16 times k plus 10. That's right. So we're going to subtract 10 first. Subtract 10. Subtract 10. Subtract 10. Isn't that nice? So you just go straight across and you just do the same step all the way across. You don't have to keep thinking. Once you've done the first part, you're done. That cancels. Well, hey, you know what? I'm going to cancel over there too. I'm left with negative 16k equals negative 160, because that's negative 150 minus 10. I'll give you a second to catch up there. And again, negative 16k. And this one is 150 minus 10, and that is 140. That's the worst zero I've ever made in the last 5 minutes. And then we see negative 16k is negative 160, and we solve by dividing by negative 16. Negative 16, all the way across, negative 16, one more time, negative 16. And that cancels. K is, let's see, negative 160 divided by negative 16 is 10. And this cancels. So 140 over negative 16, divide, and don't forget to frac. 70, 35, negative 35 over 4. Yay! And I'm just out of time. You kids rock and roll. Have a good time. Watch it again if you need to. You're brilliant. Bye.